Police say criminals are using credit card skimming devices at Walmart checkout lines to try to steal your money.
Lafayette woman says more than $1,000 was stolen from her bank account.
I knew that there was a lot of money in there and it was completely negative.
Imagine waking up one morning, your mind still hazy from sleep, and casually checking your bank account as part of your daily routine. But instead of seeing the comfortable balance you went to bed with, you're greeted with a jarring sight. Your account, once holding thousands of dollars, is now completely empty. You remain in shock for several seconds, convinced that your eyes are playing tricks on you. Frantically, you close and reopen the bank app, hoping it was just a glitch, but the nightmare persists. The balance remains at zero. At this point, panic begins to set in as you frantically try to recall if you made any large transactions recently. However, your mind comes up blank. You know with absolute certainty that you didn't spend that money, yet it's gone. This was how Shannon Van Hooser felt when several thousands of dollars were stolen from her bank account via one of the multiple credit card scam schemes many criminals use to steal money from unsuspecting victims. Now, before we jump into the full story, we've got a quick favor to ask. It turns out that many of you just watch the videos without liking or hitting that subscribe button. Just imagine how much more we could achieve together if everyone did. It's free for you, but it means a lot to us. So hit that subscribe button and join our community. Don't forget to give this video a like as well. Interestingly, Sharon wasn't scammed because of any careless mistake on her part. She didn't lose her card nor give it to friends and family. She didn't even fall for a phishing scheme, which typically occurs when you type your card details into a fake website. No, she got scammed because she was simply doing what she did every day, paying for her morning coffee. Each morning, Shannon would swing by the West Lafayette McDonald's on Sagamore Parkway for a cup of coffee before heading to work. This routine had been going on for years, and she paid for the coffee using her card or cash, depending on which was more convenient for her at the time. Shannon had absolutely no reason to think she would ever get scammed at her coffee shop, since nothing of such had happened to her in the past. However, one December afternoon in 2016, her comforting routine took a dark turn. A few hours after her usual coffee stop, Shannon's phone buzzed with an email notification from her bank. She casually opened it, expecting perhaps an advertisement or a statement summary. Instead, what she received was an alert for possible fraudulent activity on her account. Shocked by the message, Shannon quickly logged into her bank app. As she scrolled through her recent transactions, she saw several purchases she didn't recognize staring back at her. In disbelief, she asked herself, how could this have happened? She hadn't lost her card, and she certainly hadn't authorized any of these transactions. After Shannon confirmed that she did not authorize any of these transactions, her bank acted swiftly, canceling her current card and issuing her a new one. They even reimbursed the stolen money. However, the relief was short-lived. Unaware that her daily coffee shop was the source of her fraudulent transactions, Shannon continued her routine. It wasn't long before she received another email from the bank alerting her to the same suspicious activity that had disrupted her account not long before. This time around, when Shannon logged into her bank account, not only did she see transactions that she had not authorized, but her account, which should have had a significant balance of thousands of dollars, was now in the negative. Although it took a while, County Sheriff's Office detectives were able to discover how Shannon had lost her funds. An employee named Makisha Roberts was fingered as the culprit who had scammed Shannon and other unsuspecting customers who visited the drive-thru spot for coffee. In the brief moment Shannon offered her card to be swiped to pay for her coffee, Makisha stole all of her credit card information. She did this using a version of a skimmer, a deceptive device carefully crafted to blend in with the payment terminals, so that users like Shannon never notice a thing. In Shannon's case, the skimmer used was most likely a point-of-sale in-store skimmer. These devices are specifically tailored to POS terminals, the kind used in most coffee spots around the time Shannon was scammed. Skimmer designs can vary, but they all share a few essential components that work together to steal sensitive information. At the heart of every skimmer is a card-reading device, a small but powerful integrated circuit powered by batteries. This device is contained in a plastic or metal casing that mimics and fits over the targeted payment device, making it nearly impossible for users to detect. When a card is swiped, the skimmer captures the data encoded on the magnetic strip. This includes critical information, like the card number, the cardholder's name, the expiration date, and the CVV number, the 3 or 4-digit security code unique to the card. What is particularly interesting about a skimmer is that it doesn't interfere with the legitimate transaction a user is trying to perform. This is likely why Shannon never noticed anything amiss when she paid for her coffee that fateful day. Another key component that works with a skimmer is a fake PIN pad designed to sit atop the actual payment device. This deceptive layer captures your PIN when you're required to enter it during a transaction. The stolen data could be stored locally within the skimmer for later retrieval, but more commonly, it's transmitted wirelessly over a cellular network or any other wireless means. With the skimmed card information and the stolen PIN, a criminal has everything they need to access the victim's account. To make stealing your money seamless for themselves, they use the data to create new credit cards, essentially cloning your card. These counterfeit cards are then used to make purchases online or are sold to other criminals for further exploitation. In Shannon's case, her details were used to buy goods at several nearby retailers. As the investigation into her missing funds unfolded, security footage showed Makisha using the cloned card at these shops, which was one of the key pieces of evidence that led to her arrest. Today, some financial institutions have switched to using cards with chips to protect against thieves who steal card information. But these thieves have found more ways to cheat these new cards by creating even more advanced skimmers. One such device is called a shimmer, which is slim enough to be inserted directly into the card reading slot. This way, they can capture the chip data even though it's supposed to be nearly impossible to do so with chip-enabled cards. Given the unsettling reality that your hard-earned money can be stolen in an instant by a well-planned credit scam, how can you protect yourself from becoming a victim, just like Shannon unfortunately was? First, it's very important to be extra careful when making a transaction. If an attendant asks you to hand over your card for swiping, watch closely what they're doing. Make sure they're using a normal-looking payment device, and keep an eye out for anything unusual. Are they trying to block your view when swiping the card, or are they using a device that looks different from what you're used to seeing? If they seem to be hiding what they're doing or rushing the process, it's a red flag. Also, don't hesitate to ask questions about the payment method or request to see the device they're using. If you're handed the payment device to swipe your card, it's a good idea to tug on different parts of it gently. The real official equipment should be sturdy, but skimmers are often attached loosely and can be removed with little effort. If you notice anything that feels loose, or if the PIN pad buttons are hard to press, it's wise to be cautious. Another helpful tip is to compare the credit card machine you intend to use with any other ones that can be found nearby. For instance, if you're at a gas station and something seems off in the one in front of you, take a moment to look at the card slots on the other pumps. If there's a noticeable difference, it could be a sign that something is wrong. The chances of a skimmer on every pump are very low unless the owner is involved in the scam. So when you notice any difference, it's best to leave that payment terminal and try the other ones that look more similar. You can also use a couple of technologies to add an extra layer of protection so you don't always have to rely on your intuition. For example, you can insert a skim reaper before making a payment, especially at unmanned terminals. This is a special card that, when placed in the payment device, checks if your credit card is being read more than once. If it gives you the green light, you're good to go and can safely use your card. Additionally, if you have an Android phone, there's a handy tool called Skimmer Scanner. This app scans for nearby Bluetooth devices and can detect the most common skimmers on the market. While it's not perfect, it's an excellent way to spot modern skimmers that transmit data over Bluetooth, giving you more peace of mind during transactions. Beyond what we've mentioned, there are still other preventative measures that you can take that do not apply to the moment you carry out a transaction. One way to do this is to regularly monitor your accounts, mainly after using them for a transaction at a payment terminal. After making a transaction, you might accidentally misplace or lose your card when you try to return it to where you picked it from. If it ends up in the hands of someone with access to skimming devices, they could easily steal your credit card information. Unfortunately, even someone close to you, like a friend or a family member, could steal your card, insert it into a skimming device, and later clone it. If you regularly monitor your account, you're more likely to catch the first signs of fraudulent transactions. Before more money can be stolen, you can quickly log into your online account or mobile app and lock your card with just a few clicks. This will prevent new transactions no matter how often the criminal tries to use your stolen information. Some banks also provide special short codes with simple instructions, allowing you to lock your card from someone else's phone if you don't have immediate internet access. After locking your card, you can file a fraud dispute with your bank. They'll review the transactions, and if they determine that the charges are fraudulent, the stolen money will be refunded to you. Additionally, you can request a new card with a different account number, expiration date, and security code. The old card number will be deactivated to ensure that any further attempts to use it will be declined. One more piece of advice. If you're in a place where you're not familiar with the sellers, it's safer to pay with cash instead of using your card. Although it might be less convenient, paying with cash eliminates the risk of your card information being skimmed or compromised by fraudulent devices, especially when you can't be sure of the security measures in place. As we come to the end of this video, don't forget to check out the next one on our channel. We've dropped the link for you below. This video gives you all the details about the best credit cards for your transactions and the necessary perks to help you optimize your financial strategy. It is also packed with even more valuable insights that you won't want to miss. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in to the next video.